Hey guys, welcome back. I am Shawn Cheek of Web Piano. My voice went out there. Shawn Cheek of WebPianoTeacher.com, and this is my sight reading boot camp series. My 100 lesson get you started sight reading boot camp. And as we're working on that skill, keep in mind that it's something that you apply. If you start it right, you'll stay right. But you really have to start right in the beginning, okay? Keep doing these things. If you have to retrain your brain, you had some bad habits, it's going to be a little harder for you. It really will, even though you think you know some stuff already, and you do. It's hard to humble ourselves and to just strip down and start over again. But that's really what you have to do. That's what I had to do. When I could play Rachmaninoff, but when I decided that I was tired of stinking at sight reading, I went back to my old grade school books for kids. That's what I had to do. I was so terrible at sight reading. I knew that I needed quality or a quantity of music just to keep putting new things in front of me and really learn to read instead of just memorize, okay? There is a difference. You can't just learn something hard and hope that you're going to somehow start being able to read. You won't. You got to have quantity, and the music has to be easy enough for you to have a lot of quantity, and then you raise the bar a little bit. Okay, we're not going to raise it yet. We're going to stay kind of where we are. We're on lesson 5, so let's jump in. Hope you've done your flashcards. Hope you've done lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have trouble reading, or you think this isn't working for you, but you're not doing what I say, then I can't help you. You must do what I'm telling you to do. Every time you sit down, play all the lessons you know, and then the new one, okay? Eventually we're going to get where we spend the first part on the new song and then play all the old ones, because you want to use your fresh brain for whatever's new, okay? But for now, play lessons 1 through 4, and then we're starting lesson 5 here. Hope you've done your flashcards. That should take you several minutes, maybe some of you 10 minutes, I don't know. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just be able to get through it, okay? And don't look at your hands while you're playing. All right. This says lesson 5, triple meter. So triple meter is 3/4, okay, or any form of 3. So the top number means we're counting to 3 in a measure instead of 4. So normally you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But 3/4 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. A waltz. A lot of the old dances people used to dance to were based on 3, okay? It's not 4/4. It's not common time, but 3/4 is a very, used all the time. And we have to get used to that counting in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. A lot of people go, when they first get to it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're actually counting to 4. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're putting a 4 in there without realizing it. You have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So down to the there we go. Okay, Mom. Yeah. All right. I have this cool app on my phone where I can switch cameras with my phone, and it likes to go crazy once in a while. When that happens, I'll just have to use my mouse to click to switch cameras. But that's not hard. I got the mouse right here. All right. So we're in C position still. And can you play the first line by yourself without me doing it first? Can you say it and play it? Can you not look at your hand? Okay. And when you're back, let's try it. Ready? 1, 2, go. C, D, E, D, E, F, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, D, E. And you don't need to stop. You don't need to before your left hand, you don't need to play D and go, oh, okay, here goes left hand. No, go right into it. F, E, D, C. Go right into it, okay? So, work on that first line. Say it and play it. And it's okay to see the contour. Up, down, up, down. That's totally fine. I want you to see that up and down motion. But I also want you to know the name of the note, okay? So make sure that you are knowing the name of the note you're playing. Okay, so the second line because, we get real crafty on how our brains tend to do what's ever easiest for us, kind of gravitate toward that. And you may not realize that you're just going up, and you know that F's the next letter in the alphabet going up and E's the next letter down. But know that that's an E because it's in the space, not because it's down from F. Because what if you get off one? If you get off one, all the rest of them are wrong, right? So know it individually. D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3. Do you remember our dotted notes? When we talked about dotted notes. So a dot adds half the note value to itself. So if a note gets 2 counts, you take half of that 1 and put them all together, and you get 3. You can do that on any note. So let's theoretically say you had a whole note that gets 4. And a whole note had a dot. That very rarely happens, but ever. But let's say a whole note had a dot. You would take half of it, which is 2, put it together, and a whole note would get 6. A dotted whole note would get 6 counts. That's how you do that. A little math there involved. So we're in triple meter, and we're moving on. All right, switch back for me. There we go. Okay. So we have octaves again. They're called octaves because it's 8 notes apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And an octave is an eighth. Okay, if you count all the notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a C. You can do it on D, E, F, G. You can hear octaves. If you don't play an octave, it's kind of, off sounding. All right, so same letters. Let's start right here. Try it first and then do it with me. C, D, E, D, E, F, G. Okay, so we're just going through, seeing if we can get the notes, and then we'll try it all at the end. Let's scroll down. All right, right here on measure 12, we're going to start on what? We're starting on what letter? Hope you said F. Hope you didn't guess. All right. F, E, D, C, D, E, F, E, D. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's something here called a tie. Okay? When you have 2 notes that are the same note, and they're the very next note, and you have a curved line, it's called a tie. You don't play the second one, you just keep holding it for the time of it. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So don't play that C again. Don't play that C again. Just keep holding it. 3, 1, 2, 3. Count to 3 2 times. You keep holding. It's called a tie. Okay? Because that's the way, if you want the note to last longer through the next measure, that's the only way to do it, is to write the note again and to put a curved line and call it a tie. Now, if there were other notes in between here and there was a long line connecting all of them, curved line, that's not a tie. It's only when it's the very next same note, right? There's not other notes in that voice that are, making making a melody line. So we'll try the whole thing in just a second. Okay. There we go. I had to, my phone's kind of quitting on me, so I had to click, and I had to look at it for a second to know which one to click. All right. Technology is great when it works, right? And then not so. We hate it when it doesn't work. I was going to tell you something I did with my kids, because I'm teaching my younger 2 kids how to read music, and I'm actually got to see it, the fruit of it, having them being here with me every day and making them do all these things. They're they're excellent sight readers, by the way, and I have a grand staff printed off. You can find this just look it up. Just call it grand staff with note names or something like that. It'll show all the notes on the staff for right and left hand. It'll show a keyboard, and it'll have the letters written in and then lines to the keys to show where they are. I love that. I just put it up there. If my kids ever don't know a note, I say, are you guessing? Are you guessing? And, of course, they always say, no, I'm not. But they are. And so I'll make them look at that sheet to see what the note is. And they just look and they get it. And finally, we didn't need it anymore. So I recommend that. Just look up, do a search for grand staff note names, piano or something, or keyboard or something like that. And you'll find some picture. Go to images, and you'll find some picture somewhere that'll have all the notes and, a line going to an actual keyboard and the name of them. And that's very helpful, and I recommend that. All right, now I'm going to play the whole thing for you after you've, practiced it, and then you can, use this to help you. Here we go. All right, 1, ready, go. C, D, E, D, E, F, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, D, E, D, E, F, F, G. 1, 2, 3. E, F, I've got to scroll, sorry. 1, C, D, E, F, E. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I didn't play that again. It was tie. It's called a tie. Okay. This is called a double bar at the end. See the thick line there? It's called the fine bar. It's the Finnish fine. It's Italian. So there we go. So this is lesson 5. So hopefully you can play lessons 1 through 4. You can limp through them. That's okay to limp through them as long as you can get through them without too much trouble. You can go slow. It's okay to go slow. It's not okay to keep looking at your hand all the time. Don't look at your hands. Say the note out loud. If you don't know it, stop and figure it out by, using your flashcards or something. And make sure you do your flashcards. Because, again, there's only about 24 notes in the middle of the piano, and the great majority, 95% of your piano playing is right in the middle of the piano. And that's all you got to learn is those. And, yes, it's kind of boring. Yes, it's hard at first. But once you get those down, it's just so much better for you if you can do that, do these right things in the beginning. So if you're following what I'm doing, the techniques that I showed you will work in any method book. You can get, Bastian, Alfred, Faber, the old Thompson method. None of them are really that much better than the other ones. It's the teaching that's going to make the difference. It's the way that you play those pieces. The pieces themselves aren't going to make you a good sight reader. How you tackle them is going to make you a good sight reader. And we need to play a lot of easy songs without looking at our hands. A ton. Lots. Then we raise the bar a little bit. Lots. And then we raise the bar a little bit. Where you get wrong is when you raise the bar, whoop, you go way up here and say, oh, I can work my tail off on this. I can finally play it. It's so hard. I memorized it, but you didn't read. Your reading is suffering and getting strangled, and while you jump too high to do something else, okay? It's not going to help your reading. It's much better to learn to read to that level, and then you will learn that song much faster because the superhighway of information and keyboard awareness is so much wider. The speed of it will go a lot faster for you that way. Just trust me on that, guys. I did it the wrong way for years and years, and I was a great pianist, but I couldn't sight read, and I'm trying to help you, steer you in the right way, okay? So let's do that. I'll see you in lesson 6.